Have you ever walked down an old, narrow street and felt a sudden chill, a feeling that you're not entirely alone? Tonight, we're heading to the heart of Seoul, to the winding alleys of Bukchon Hanok village, where a story unfolds that will make you question the line between our world and the one just beyond our sight. On a cold, autumn night, the charming traditional streets of Bukchon were quiet. At 8:42 p.m., a young art student named Min Seo was seen on CCTV entering a narrow side alley. She carried a sketchbook, her scarf dancing in the wind. The footage shows her stepping into the alley. In the very next frame, she's gone, vanished into thin air. 2 days later, Detective Han Jae-min stood in that exact spot, staring at the cold, unbroken stone wall where Min Seo was last seen. He replayed the clip over and over. There was no door, no hidden corner, just solid wall. Yet, the video didn't lie. This case felt eerily familiar to Han. Years ago, another young woman had disappeared on his watch, a failure that still haunted him. He was determined not to let it happen again. His investigation led him to a small antique gallery nearby, the last place Min Seo had visited. The owner, a polite man named Yoo Jin-ho, admitted she was a regular. She loved our Joseon-era paintings, he said with a cautious smile. She believed they held secrets. As Han scanned the gallery, one painting snagged his attention. It was a haunting image of a dark, narrow alley that seemed to stretch into eternity. It looked exactly like the alley from the CCTV footage. Jin-ho's voice dropped. That one is said to be cursed, he explained. Painted by an artist who revealed royal secrets. Legend says anyone who stares too long might just lose themselves inside. Han brushed it off as folklore, but the painting unnerved him. He spoke to Min Seo's best friend, who handed him her sketchbook. Page after page was filled with frantic sketches of the same alley. On one page, a faint symbol was circled, a royal seal hidden within the brushstrokes. Min Seo, her friend explained, believed the paintings were a map to treasure buried long ago. Driven by a growing sense of dread, Han returned to the gallery that night. In the locked basement, he found more paintings, all of the same alley, painted over and over. When confronted, Jin-ho finally broke down. She was here that night, he confessed, his body trembling. She begged to see the hidden scroll. As she touched it, the painting, it moved. She screamed. And then she was gone, pulled inside, just like the others. A curse? Han didn't believe in them. But Jin-ho's terror was real. Determined to find a rational explanation, Han decided to stay in the gallery alone, with the cursed painting before him. As midnight approached, the room fell silent. He leaned closer, his flashlight beam dancing across the canvas. At first, nothing. Then, the brushstrokes began to shift. The painted alley deepened, shadows flickering within. And then he saw it. A figure, standing just beyond the frame. It was Min Seo. Her face was pale, her hand reaching out, her mouth open in a silent plea for help. Han stumbled back, but a strange force pulled at him, tugging at his reflection in the glass. His own hand rose, against his will, mirroring hers. The last thing he saw was his own face, standing beside Min Seo, inside the painting's dark alley. The next morning, the gallery was empty. The owner, the detective, and Min Seo were all gone. On the floor lay Min Seo's sketchbook, open to a newly drawn final page. It showed two figures standing inside the alley, Min Seo and Detective Han Jae-min. Outside, the sun rose over Bukchon's ancient walls, and life went on as usual. But for those who knew the legend, the alley had just claimed 2 more souls. Thanks for joining me on this chilling journey. What do you think happened? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that explore the mysteries hiding in plain sight. Stay curious and stay safe.